I respect people that can call bullshit on either side.
Yes.
Even if it's your side, you could be leftist, you could be on the right, but when bullshit happens, call it out. Like this shit with so Biden, when Biden was doing the federal student loan shit and all that, I was for that. Yeah. I was like, because I got student loans. I was like, fuck these loans. It's going to it's money is going to the government anyway. You know, loans are predatory, whatever, yada yada. I understand the whole pay your bills and pay your debt shit. I understand that, but when you're doing something for the American people, that is us, the public, the American people. I don't care who the president is. You know what I'm saying? If Trump does something that helps the people.
Don't forget the contract shit. People, anytime, remember back when they would just charge you for a subscription, it takes you forever to get out of whatever that subscription is? Biden did that shit.
What's this for
subscriptions. Like, say you
remember like gym memberships?
Gym, you get the right to name. Like, he stopped that.
I don't care who the president is. If they doing something to help the people, bro, I'm fucking for it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And Trump does stuff that helps the people too, but because of who he is and how the media receives him and reports on him and does all these things like I talked about last time. There are people that'll be like if he's talking about no income tax. Yeah. Who in this country wants to pay income tax? And I'm talking about the people.
Oh yeah.
If you're a taxpayer and this president is talking about demolishing or doing away with income tax for W-2 employees,
why is nobody else jumping on that?
If you're a W-2 employee, you should be like, yes, let's go. But because it's coming out of Trump's mouth, we need to pay taxes for the roads. We need taxes. Like, fuck out of here.
Check the play, though. Jeff Bezos, less than a week and a half ago, maybe two, he did an interview, and he was talking about, like, the true thing. And this goes back to Charlemagne and them. Like, he's literally saying, like, hey, $70,000 nurse making $70,000 has to pay $10,000 plus a year or for taxes. That's ridiculous. It's $1,000 a month. That's ridiculous.
Since inception,
bro. All I kept hearing is rich black people and any regular black person talking about. Even Maldoney, the mayor of New York, was like, "Well, I know a nurse that would." Bitch, like you have an ally here. Like you have an ally that's saying this. Like somebody who literally anytime the president is something, a lot of these rich people are around. That's a rich person around that disagrees with something that most of your constituents don't like. Why would you not champion that? Because also he said and what it is I think they really don't want you guys to pay attention. Jeff Bezos said we as the average American pay 3% of the overall tax. Pay 3% out of 100%. The average middle class person is 3%. If that's fucking true, the government gets 3% of funds from just the interest that the banks have. That's bare minimum. Right. So that means that somebody who's smart enough and rich enough to have clout, we're now ostracizing because we're like, oh no, this rich person said it. He doesn't pay his fair share in taxes. How the fuck do you know?
And not only that, because Bezos, I don't know his stance on things, but I know he owned the Washington Post.
Washington Post, yeah.
And a few years ago, Bezos was on Team Blue, right? And now he seems to be hanging around, Trump and all of them. So I don't know if he's been turned or there's some deal or whatever.
Figured out how to follow
there is. You could tell when somebody like Musk too, right? Musk was blue liberal for a while, and he turned Team Red. Now everybody hates him. He's this horrible person, and they don't want to drive the Teslas no more. But it's like even the oligarchy and the rich people and these people in these positions, they get flipped and turned around. They're like chess pieces too. Yes. You know what I'm saying? You gotta consider that. You know what I'm saying? So I see Bezos saying something like that, and now he's with Trump now, so we have to attack him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's like,
but
so
childish.
It's he's saying something in your favor as a average taxpayer,
and the average voter will let some other celebrity, Charlemagne, I don't know, fucking any of them, like they will let someone like that convince you to only because they're not going to go further than that. They've got a job, they've got a life. So they're doing stuff like I have an abundance amount of time, unfortunately. So because
that's why we're doing this podcast.
Yeah,
you know what I'm loud and wrong.
Harassing.
You know what I'm saying?
But no,
clip it and watch and share.
But once again, once you see that, it's like, dude, that is what you want to change. I want a voice talking about things that average Americans want to be the loudest. You know what I mean? But right now we're the loudest about racism and all this other shit, and it's like, no. How about the federal fucking tax? A rich person, somebody who has no idea what the fuck are like, just described a woman making $70,000 a year and her having to pay more than $1,000. Like a rich person did that. Like that should be just where you can't ignore it. You know what I'm saying? Like our politicians should be scared when they heard that because they're thinking like, oh my God, like just give them something. Hurry up and give them something. Can we give them anything? Hold on.
Right.
Give them you got any stimmies back there? You throw some stimmies out there.
I'll take those too.